Hello and welcome. Just going to check it's all streaming before I go into all the introductions and so on. Just getting it up as the chat and so on so I can see everything that's going on. Then I'll be in there with you all. Here we go. So it's the David and Goliath tournament. It's 2v2s. And just let me know how the sound quality is and things like that in the chat. That'd be grand because it's a new PC, new setup, so you won't have the same issues as last time with graphics quality and things. Everything's cranked up to the 9s this time, and it's 2v2s. We've got in each team, apart from one, we've got one player who's a veteran of the end times and one player who's new to the game, many of whom are new to multiplayer as well. And their pairing up should give us some off-meta tactics and stuff like that, stuff we don't normally see. And the first game will be between Boki, PD the Power Dragon, Ducastra and Ivor Wolfhard. And that'll be going in the next 5 minutes or so. Map is going to be Schwarzhafen, but I'll wait till everyone's here just to let them know. It won't make a difference. No picks and bans this time because it's a round robin tournament. Every team's going to fight every other team, and I'm going to hope for a not three-way tie. And if there is a three-way tie, I'm going to have to come up with a system very quickly. But other than that, we'll do 10 games. And then it'll be a final between whoever's got the highest scores, and they will do a best of 3 is the plan. The teams all know what the order is. Everyone, for the most part, has been playing together for the last week or so, really, a lot of them, and getting to grips with each other's synergy. Although the idea is to have people who aren't as familiar with the mod. I didn't want people spending 4,000 gold on a dinosaur and instantly turning it into a manticore in the first few seconds, as is a customary rite of passage in the end times. Yeah, flip a coin instead. Is the sound all right there, Ragnar? All coming through all right? There's a bit of a stream delay, unfortunately. Not much I can do about it, though. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'm sort of quite alright. Well, I'll do what I can. Welcome aboard. Do let me know, guys, if you are one of the tournament players under a different name in the chat. Because I don't always... it's already at max. Oh. Unit JGH, cool. So JGH, Ragnar and Mickey, they're all playing as a team together, but Ragnar is... Originally we had 6 teams, now we have 5. One player had to drop out. And... Ragnar has stepped up and is taking 2 players who aren't end times players and trying to help them both to do it. And he's going to be in game, so he's got the pens and so on. And just clarify this for PD. And so he's helping 2 players to play. So it should be an interesting one, and kudos and hats off to him for doing that. It would have been a bit of a difficult thing to put together without. So thanks very much to Ragnar for that one. So let's get Ducastra and Ivor in here. Let's see if I can invite them to let them know. It's Prof Hodskopf and I'll just invite him, and they're all in chat with each other in my Discord server, which I believe there is a link to in the description somewhere. If there isn't, I'm sure someone will stick an invite in the chat for me. There's plenty of players who are in the Discord who have that ability. So most of the players are obviously the end time ones, about half from my server, and then others are from Indie Pride's server over at Milk and Cookies Total War, and the Great Book of Grudges, who've both let me use their servers as a recruiting ground for fresh meat. So great that I've been allowed to do that, and that we've got this going. I honestly wasn't expecting something quite this large. Yeah, more meat for the grinder right now. So just waiting on the first two players, and there's no bans, just because there's only one. Actually, I will do a quick test when the stream starts again, and see if my Discord setup is working properly to not come up, so I can use Discord to let people know. Hopefully it isn't buffering for everyone else. It's just if it's showing Discord now you can't see, great. That just also means it's coming through. So it means I can get the caster either and tell them that it's time to start. Right, I've let them know. Now I'm going to have to... I'll miss the chat for a few seconds, but I'm sure you guys can cope with that. Okay, we've got Prof. Holzkopf and De Castro are the same person. Mostly used for the easier pronunciation and because it's his Discord name. GJH will also be going by his Discord name. Okay, so okay, Boki's getting the first pick. Mostly just because he's on the left, to be honest. It was either him or Ivar. So Ivar is Ivar Wolfheart, and hence the Wolfheart on the team. Vampire Coast picked by Boki. Right, okay, fair enough. Golden Order. Okay, so then PD to pick. Surprised we've seen the Empire, actually. But it's all good news. I mean, it must be Skaven. There's no way PD's not going to play Skaven on his first. Oh, it was De Castro who wrote Golden Order. Just confused me. PD's picked Nagar. PD's not picked. Okay, fair enough. And then Okay, Haggrave. And Bordello. Oh wow, way more order factions than I was anticipating. Great. Okay. No, I haven't seen Decastro Alberic in a long time either. So I'm going to put my screen blocker up so I can look at the armies without giving the game away. And I might have just double tapped, but I will. That's why I've got to watch the stream as well. No, I didn't. It's fine. Decastro should play Dwarfs. Yeah, that'd be a shock. It's nice to see that the veteran players have talked with the newer players enough to have them be doing sub-factions and things like that. 10-10, what's it the best of? Best of one. You only do one game against each person. Although I'm not spending the next 10 hours doing this. 4 maybe. But one game in each, and then the final will be a best of 3. You earned veteran in your first tournament, Ragnar. By request of you. So most of these armies are pretty much... It's not going to be a much shorter wait because everyone's got armies saved and then they're tweaking. The advantage of 2v2s is everyone can plan and they know with no bans that they can play whoever it is they've picked. Perhaps unsurprisingly, a lot of these armies do go in line with the things it's good to see. What English? And 15 viewers, all welcome aboard. It's certainly a peak for the channel so far. I think 6 was my previous best. Yeah, the Empire is really not based on the English. It's the Holy Roman Empire really sort of ripped off and made copyrightable. Just close those in case it confuses me later. Okay. Okay, so nice stuff in Decastro's army there. Of course you can't see it, but I can. It's lovely. And Ivor's army's finished. Best faction is Bohemia. Well, Kislev, when Game 3 comes, and indeed in the expanded rosters mod, is the nearest thing to the Poles. Really good winged lancers and stuff there with a Slavic inspiration. It's a lot of fun. If people play the game and haven't played that mod yet, it's a mistake. It absolutely should be played. Got decomposed Dindy, Chrysod, and then Kataf's consults on a lot of the balancing and stuff, so it's got a hell of a team behind it. Okay, Wolfhats. Pop into the toilet real quick before it starts. But that's fine. I'm sure Ragnar can attest to the adrenaline of the first tournament. Despite, I mean, there's no prize money. There's a role in the server as a reward for the team that emerges victorious, which will be David and Goliath, with this being the David and Goliath tournament. Okay, as soon as Ivor gets back, we will get in. Ragnar let the spell. He's yeah, David, and David. If if the team without the veteran player wins. I need a shorthand for these teams, but oh, there's some interesting troops here. I'm also just checking you can't see it. Yeah, you can't. It's all good. Yeah, as soon as a cat emoji comes in, it's all doomed. I've no idea what it is. It's Kappa, but you're speaking a completely different language here, Ragnar. I have no idea what any of these words mean. I use Twitch because it's got a much nicer streaming setup than YouTube does, but I really don't know what any of these things are that are in the chat. Oh, welcome, Bagel. Just doing a quick count, check everything's tournament legal, whether anyone's accidentally slipped up, but seems fine. Whose army do I prefer? PD and Bokies are more me, but I do like the other. It's got a lot of fun stuff in it, and I won't want to put money on the. Yeah, come this. Okay, we're going into the first game. Yeah, the screen blockers. Oh, I might as well get rid of it. It ain't gonna cover everything anyway. And the balance of power is dead even. Ever so slightly in the favour of the Castra and Ivar. Yeah, it's very easy to forget just to tap the button. It's a lot better than my old setup though. In my last, because I'd set it up for recording and then decided to stream last time. As this time I knew I was going to stream, and it lets me have a few more tools. So last time I used to have to alt tab and just hope it didn't crash when I wanted to get rid of the screen blocker. Oh, and we're in. Okay, the numbers are pretty much even. There's 30, less than 30 numbers difference, and it's Schwarzheffen, so it's quite an open map, but there's a bit of hill, so if you're worried about cannons or whatever, you can go behind these hillocks, or you can use it as a fortified position to fire all your own heads. There's a lot of options. Bloaty Boy, I haven't seen a Bloaty Boy. Yes, there is a Bloaty Boy. Let's see if we have a replication of the glitch put in Discord earlier, which I've never seen before, where the Bloaty Boy blows up twice. But yeah, it's quite a traditional Vampire Coast build. Apart from, I suppose, for vanilla players, animated hulks here will actually be damn useful, which I don't suppose people are used to. And hopefully Alan's in the chat. I don't know if he's joined. I know he intended to come and have a watch. I don't know whether he's actually free to, because we have, by his request, the Golden Order only reskin of Goliath with the plate armor on his right hand. It's more like a gothic plate than it is the more traditional. And a tank, because why the hell not? Peasant crossbows and a tank. Can't hear you over the shout of the buys. Oh, is it? Is the game volume a bit loud? If the game volume's a bit loud, I can just drop that. Okay, when I zoom in, okay, that's fine. I will just drop. We'll go about there. So how about now? It should be a little bit more capable of putting up with it. I've dropped it a reasonable chunk. Excellent. This is why the first game's always got that little bit of teething issue. But for future streams it'll all be set up. It's just because it's the first time I've used this computer. Okay, PD's pinging his team. I'm surprised I actually get a notification for that. Putting money on PD. PD's force is, of course, the Dark Elves. Plenty of spears. But it's not exactly a traditional Bretonnian force. I mean, there's a few knights, don't get me wrong. Few, and, ones of Montfort. Halberdiers and great swords for the front line. Peasants. Halberdiers behind with plenty of arbalists, so anything big would get completely demolished. It is going to be an issue for the Death Guard. Borders, hidden silver bullets. I'm not sure why, when they have stalks, they've been deployed quite like that. Oh, it's because he hadn't done it yet. And demigryphs, Knights of the Blazing Sun on the flank. A lot of these have chevrons, the Empire troops. So, great swords coming in with a meaty stat line. Arbalists, foot squires, quite a few off, and the beast slayers are bestowed to deal with any monsters. Grail relic. On the other side we have obviously Malice Darkblade with the Doom Squad that are probably familiar to anyone who did some of the practice games, because this is almost the same as the build I brought over out on this this flank over here. Oh God, he's pinging a lot. Couple of dark riders, forgot the name of them then, but these swapped out the other dark riders for harpies. Lamprey's Revenge, Depth Guard. Pirate Handgunners, I'm not sure why the Pirate Handgunners are there. I suspect that they are afraid of Hippogriffs and Pegasi. Oh, and straight in there. That was the sound of a steam tank cannonball, I believe. Oh, early cavalry engagement over on the flank here. The eastern flank. Not quite sure that the Empire's thought this one through. If these Cold One Riders come around in this angle, they are dead. I think the idea will be to support from above with those silver bullets and so on, but even so, it's a big risk. Cavalry, yeah, but the Cold One Riders are going to get mulched. The problem is when the Blades of the Tyrant get there with backup Cold One Riders, there's nowhere to run. They are just dead. And even if it goes well, the Cold One Riders will be able to clean up the silver bullets. But all the cavalry's on this flank, and some of it will have been lost. and the Bretonnians still have 4 units of cav that aren't participating. But Knights of the Blazing Sun out in the first minute, more or less. Great volley from the Silver Bullets. Did rip a few, but they're going to get ploughed into. Cannonball decided just to kill that one Dark Elf in particular. Oh, hey, Schmook. Hellebore and I moving into the front. Those great swords are going to have a field day killing those dread spears though. Sword drawn. The officer there, but not a good idea to be an officer because he's already dead. And it's already gone into a thick melee though. Easy gap opened up there into the Empire lines. I'll be very surprised if those depth guards don't take advantage of that. These they are actually not harpies, the Crows of Cain, but they can pin those there to get the Lamprey's Revenge in on the side. That's what I'm expecting to see. Dark Elf Cavalry has been beaten by the bait, but the Demigryphs still holding. 124 kills so far. Oh, the depth guard misplay there. Definitely. And what looks like a Searing Doom coming down. Those depth guard need to get out of there right now. Not many kills, but a big old chunk of damage. They might be able to regenerate that back if they're lucky. Oh, and some nice cannon shots off the Lampreys. Halberdiers pushing in. This is the messiest melee I've seen in a long time. What spells has he brought? Curse of Years going down on that now would be completely disgusting. Round about there. Dark Elf Cavalry broken and chased off by the peasant mob. Oh, I love to see it. Demigryph Knights are going to rout, and if they rout, they're going to not come back this game. Fighting that near the white line. I'm afraid there is going to be a bit of lag. It's the nature of having a battle with 5 people. Because obviously my internet comes into play as well. As soon as one player lags, it lags everyone. It's better than a desync. Bleak Swords getting mulched. A heavy infantry build from the Bretonnians and Empire. But these Depth Guard are squeezing slowly against the Knights Errant. The borders, I'm not quite sure how that'll go actually, borders against Para Halberdiers. It might be cost effective for the pirates because the borders, they've got a lot of armour piercing, but that'll go to waste. I'm assuming the Crows of Cain are going to go into the back of the Arbalists. Big armies on the field. You know, it's funny, we've been doing, since 8 o'clock this morning, people have been playing, and there's been very little slowdown as soon as it's the tournament. But we are playing all the way across the world. We've got people from as far as Russia, Namibia, and Alabama, I think is the furthest west. So we've got a whole hell of an assortment. Yes, the dark coloured troops hitting the dark coloured troops does not make it easy to decipher. But that final transmutation is doing a nice job of flagging anything that's against Ghent. Greatsword's pushing on, and Murderous Prowess just procs. Does do a good job of highlighting how few troops PD's got left. Those Demigryphs have survived. They managed to fatigue the units just long enough to survive it. We've got Malice Darkblade still on high health though. He's going to turn it into Zarkan and be a menace. Steam Tank, I'm not too concerned about the Steam Tank. I don't think the other players are either. It's a nice thing. Honestly, if it moved down here and shot down this line, it would completely dominate, but it hasn't been used like that, so I'm not too concerned. Blades of the Tyrant there, they're going to put up a good fight, but they are going to go down. Of course, Unbreakable while Malice is alive. Yeah, he's very dangerous in the end times and doesn't degrade anything like as fast. Though I believe they did address that in Twist of the Twilight. Not quite sure where the Bloated Boy is going here. I suspect he's going to kill those foot squires. Big risk running him through his own unit. I think Malice is a contender for one of the best melee lords in the end times. He's very potent, especially with the Blades of the Tyrant in tow. And I was wrong about this engagement. I had thought that this would be a Dark Elf victory, but it doesn't seem like it. Bloated Boy looks like he's about to reach. Going to get into the back of the foot squires, and the Empire's won that flank just with fatigue, grit and determination. Oh no, he's not going to those. He's going to go into... I don't know what he's doing with him. I don't think Boki knows what he's doing with him either. And the Knights Errant are going to pop him. Talk about dedication to the lady. Boom. That's a good way to lose a load of knights very quickly. But it does save the blob fight that was created. Transportation of lead bringing the depth guard down a peg. Zarkan has started to use his area of effect spells in the blobs. Hellebrunai going to do some poison damage into the back of the borders, but this, to me, looks like it's going to be an order victory. That looks like the Hennas? Golden Hounds, probably? Going down there, yeah. The animated hulks are doing well, but the Beast Slayers of the Stone are just better for this particular fight. Grail Relic, I imagine, has already used its Blessing of the Grail by this point. Dredge Deckhands, I mean, sure, they're nice, but those foot squires are going to chop them up. Pirate Albertia's just deciding to stop existing. Animated hulks holding off against the Imperial Foot, which I hadn't even noticed had brought. No, small damage value for Imperial Foot, considering how impressive a unit it is. Zarkan still munching on the silver bullets, but taking a lot of damage while doing it. The Arbalists are pouring it on, and if they take friendly fire, they just take it, because there's nothing there as important as Zarkan. I can hear the purring of Arbalists, there they are. I couldn't locate them. That steam tank, just a general nuisance all game. Hasn't really achieved all that much, but it was basically was free damage. Couldn't be shut down. Honestly, there's no coming back from this. This is a win for the Forces of Order. DeCastra and Ivor look like they're going to be one of the first victors. Which DeCastra has got a good tournament track record. He is currently the End Times Ever Chosen, winning the last 1v1 tournament. But PD was the previous holder of it, and appears to be completely off the field. And that's game. So that is a win there. Okay. Let's have a quick look at how things did. The Lord had a few summons there, but didn't really achieve all that much. Nothing out of the... I mean, the Death Guard did not have a good day. Lamprey's Revenge did quite well. For PD, the Hellebrunai were the real troopers, and the Blades of the Tyrant. Those Demigryphs, 1500 damage value. Silver bullets pouring on from that hill were a good shout. Gelt 2,500 halberdiers. Just generally the Empire infantry. Brilliantly done. The borders flanking. And the arbalists. Completely disgusting damage values on those arbalists. An unorthodox and effective pick. So now it is the game for Bajad Atlas versus Fatal Cowboy and Hans. Are you in voice chat 3? Whenever you want, Matt. I will just... Oops. Accidentally close the slot. Do that for the sake of speed. Seems like Hans has got a few supporters. Okay. Time for me to pick the map. And I know which one it's going to be. It's alright, Lancaster, it's just for the sake of speed. PD is pro-fatal. I think just... Oh, that's the same thing. I thought it was providing a counterbalance, but no. It's the same thing. Okay, Screen Blocker is back up. Just waiting on Hans. The first player so far to have the calling of trumpets for his in the chat there for his arrival. And he's here. Oh, it's Atlas. Sorry, we're waiting on. Hans was already here. Okay, so this time we're going to go with veteran players first to pick. So Cowboy will have first pick. Oh, of course. Cowboy's gone for the best men, the beast men. And then Pajad to pick. Who won De Castra and Ivor won. Pajad's gone for greenskins. Now Hans's pick. Hans picks Chaos. I'm sure everyone's just completely shocked. I apologise for the atrocious typing. It happens. Atlas has also gone greenskins. Broken axe. Oh, excellent. Now, me and Hans have just fought because we've been playing, as a lot of us for the last few days, just getting to grips with how things. I mean, obviously, not all of us need to, but also it's fun. No, I'll just let them know that the map's this. And me and Hans have just faced off against Brigad as the Greenskins and Atlas as the Broken Axe tribe, so. But Hans lost connection halfway through the battle, so we never actually saw the full result. I think we probably lost anyway, but it was a potent combination. Oh, of course he's going mega try hard. This is the tournament. Cowboy Beastmen, I think everyone saw coming. It's definitely one of his preferred. And I'm sure Hans won't mind me mentioning, there's a good chance of us seeing a big bird in this battle. He hasn't actually done anything yet. Yeah, the tournament. We went ahead. We've. Oh, hang on. What's? Oh, wait up. I'm starting to get. Yeah, so yeah, it's too late for this one, but we do them fairly regularly, especially now I've got this PC that runs much smoother and it doesn't take me a week to load into the game. But yeah, there'll be more of these, both one player and two players. If you join the Discord, that I believe is in the description, then you're more than welcome. We play every day, so there's plenty of opportunity to get some games going. A couple of these armies are familiar. I've seen a few of these before. Players go into what they know when there's no picks and bans. Oh, wow. Oh my god. I wish the chat had frozen now. Yeah, I think we should just burn the chat with some form of flamethrower. Oh, we've had a complete rebuild of someone's army. Interesting stuff. Should be an interesting battle. A lot of melee. I mean, there was a lot of melee last time. Though it was really the ranged troops that earned a lot of the damage there. The Arbalists in particular were ferocious from De Castra. And the Silver Bullets. So it is interesting to see that everyone's gone with very melee heavy factions. Obviously it remains to be seen how much of their armies are melee. Okay, the first person is readied up. Which means we're almost ready to get into the second game. The frantic chevroning of every player. Okay. Yeah, Grom's always a fun one to watch. Interesting to see what Lord Cowboy's gone for. And yeah, the screen cover. Thanks for the reminder on that one. Only the first part. Okay, and Peak Pass should make this one quite interesting. Bounce of power slightly in the favour of Cowboy and Hans, but Cowboy is playing Beastman, so that is to be expected. No, I think these are both slightly more Gork. This is a Gork and a... Oh no, actually no, Pajad's is a little Mork. Which we'll all see in a second anyway. Oh, and it will take a while because Fatal Cowboy has something with this game where it takes a while to load in. Not quite sure why, but it happens. It's to be expected. Oh, he's faster today than normal. Okay, so we'll look at the Beastmen Chaos Army first. Chaos Lancers, I'm imagining he'll call on those. Chosen Axemen, Chaos Warriors, Marauders. Oh, and it's all gone. Easy to scan over it. A few Chaos Warriors, Halberdiers, Marauders, Chosen Axemen again, and Sigvald the Magnificent. Hans has a thing for regenerating lords, I'm not quite sure why, but he almost always brings one. Then we've got, oh, and of course, Aspiring Champions, because it's Hans, and so it's bound to be. Mantor Cleavers, Accentigor, so a bit of range coming in. A couple of Ungor Raiders, which will come down pretty well, I would imagine. And a Khorne build from Cowboy. I think everyone was expecting a Nurgle build, as is his habit. Gors, Ungors, Malagor the Dark Omen, and a Gorbel. Should be interesting. As Malagor is going to be able to turn into a Cygor when things go wrong. So we will have 2 units on this side that could transform this game. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I think there was an internet dip there, but it should be over now. And then on the other side, we've got a lot of goblins from Pajad, and the idol of Mork or Gork, whoever it is, the big one. Might say on him actually. Gork or Mork, yeah, it can be either. And then we've got some Black Orcs, more goblins. Weirdly, we have quite an orc-focused goblin tribe and quite a goblin-focused orc tribe, but there we are. Some stone trolls. Lots and lots of stone trolls. Each one of these is the same cost as a giant. So he spent a lot of his budget on those. Gigantic spiders, as seems to be one of Atlas's favourite units currently. So I apologise for anyone with arachnophobia. This is a spider army. A couple of Spider Rider archers and another gigantic spiders. And Grom the Porch. With an Orc War Boss. And yet another spider, which will summon more spiders. Oh, and Pajad also has spiders. There's more legs in this battle than in all the others put together. It's going to be a battle that starts thick and fast, is this? Wide greenskins, yeah, but with some fast and hard-hitting monsters. Almost a Beastmen style. Orcs. I'm afraid these guys are loud. Oh, but the big un. I'm not sure how the big un's going to go in this. Wide greenskins with the widest greenskins. Oh, Cowboy's decided against. He might actually just been setting up where he could see. Oh no, he's gone back to the front. Cowboy usually goes through a few iterations of his setup before he actually is ready. Yeah, the greenskins and between the orcs and the goblins, there's a lot of tension in. In fact, a lot of the way that the public order and things work in campaign is based on that in the end times. Yeah, orcs bully goblins, goblins bully snotlings. Oh, we are having a few upload speed errors, but I'm afraid there's nothing I can do with that. I've just got to hope the internet stabilises a little bit. Okay, Hans, Cowboy, Pajada ready. Sounds like Atlas is too. And we're in to the second game. Spiders. Really probing the defences there. That poison is going to start doing quite a lot of damage. Ungor's taking the brunt of the Spider Rider charge, which isn't something you often see, isn't the archer units charging straight in. But they're going to do a reasonable chunk of damage, and then Scarper might get a volley in the backs from the Ungor Raiders, though. Spider Rider archers and Centigores vying for control of the forest over here. The Minotaur Cleavers have been spotted, as have the Goblin. Not sure if Cowboy's noticed that they've been spotted yet. Doesn't look like he has. Vying for control of this hill. And the Beastmen and Chaos Forces pushing into the front lines. These goblins aren't going to last very long and won't do very much against the armour of the Chaos Warriors. And a big throw. Ooh, the big one hitting home there. Right on target. Goblins just getting completely chewed up there. And Sigvald moving a charge. Imagine Map of Zinch on the Aspiring Champions, which is appropriate. Shielded Ungors. Don't believe they race for impact, no they won't. Those Forest Goblins, and the first War has been popped. I'm surprised it hasn't been saved, to be honest. I'm not sure it's going to do much good at this point. those Black Orcs. And it's, again, I think some magic here. Oh, yeah, quite well. Malagor does appear to be casting, yeah. Right on the Crimson Killers as well. Goblins are broken. Like the first goblin. There we go. Straight into the Crimson Killers. Won't do much because of the massive armour. But all the goblins that were in there definitely pushed back. Then we've got Axe Centigors have chased the Spider Rider archers back. Bit of damage, but value-wise pretty even. If these chosen axemen can get into this forest, they might be able to take on those stone trolls reasonably well. They'll do okay outside, and the flank has been turned. The Rogue Idol has turned the flank of the Chaos Warriors, and they are getting mulched from the side. Too much blobbing going on, and that's it. I think Cowboy needs to get his beastmen through these gaps. This is... oh. Chaos Lancers are starting to use the aforementioned space to their advantage, it seems, though. Not convinced they coordinated that, because I think Cowboys just responded to that cavalry. Oh, that's a big hit from the Rogue Idol. And there's a lot of change on the field. Big Bird is here. And Little Bird. Sounds like a Soul Steel has just gone down. As indeed. And the Valtide. The magic is here. The Chaos Lancers, I would imagine, are going to punt those goblins, move on to those and come back. That's what I'd do with them. This could be turning the other way. That is what you get for blobbing, indeed. And I don't know what spell that is. Oh, it's a Searing Doom. The left, well, this flank here, has gone in the favour of the Orcs, though. Aside from, there's a few Chosen, actually, holding on. Certainly going to put the work in. I'm expecting another War soon, though. And the Arachnarok Queen's hatchlings doing quite a bit of damage, actually. Certainly Havoc. Big spell goes down, and it's a get back here, keeping this central fight going. A lot of change isn't great in that place. But the Chaos Lancers have pulled back, surprisingly. I thought they were going to run rampant. A few units over here they can get in. That'll change things. If these Axe Centigors split up, they'll do a lot more damage. Especially if they start throwing to those Black Orcs. And a miscast from Malagor. That killed a fair few Orcs. Does mean he can't cast a spell for a while though, so it's better now than later. Ooh, some friendly fire on that. Lancers are starting to move in, but unless this group of men is remembered pretty soon. Grom, yeah, just chilling behind the lines. Look at how great my flanking is. It's obviously really a small micro mistake, but it did look cool. How's the Big Bird doing? Oh, a lot of change is going to go down. Not before getting a few kills and a lot of damage, but he's trying to miscast without realising he doesn't have an overcast, and Big Bird is down. A lot of change has come and gone within 7 minutes. That is not something you see often. Go Vanguard with spiders amongst them. Speaking of spiders, the gigantic spiders I've completely lost track of. There they are. Oh no, that's spider hatchlings. There they are. Fighting the Chaos Lancers. That's gonna hurt. At risk of being killed by the mob, it does appear that Team Hanson Cowboy is falling behind in this first battle. yeah, it looks like this final fight, and despite the Cygor summon, I don't think it's enough to come back. There we go. Sigvald's going to hold out for a while. Malagor in the form of a big monster doing quite well. But I think that is the end. Hands have withdrawn, Cowboy has withdrawn. But well fought. The big un's definitely a menace there. Just a few opportunities missed there, I think. Well played regardless. Some relatively high damages. A few misplays on the Chaos Lancers. And a couple of goals forgotten at times. But good play by all. I mean, Pajad's army was in tatters. It was only really Atlas and the Rogue and the Big Un that was still major players. So that's a win for Pajad and Atlas. So Pajad and Atlas in that game won, and Fatal Cowboy and Hans, that's a loss. So the next battle will be GGH, Ragnar and Mickey against Fatal Cowboy and Hans again. So I will just move Pajad and Atlas. Pick a map. Shifting Isles with a map. Pick order is Mickey, Hans, GGH, Cowboy. I'm expecting a lot of Tomb Kings in this age mook. Lots of people have been talking about using them. I am going to do a quick stretch of the legs and glass of water. I'll be back momentarily. Okay, we are back. Little bit of dropping of the glass there, but oh well. Okay, everyone's here. Mickey to pick. Looks like he's Dark Elves. Okay. Hans picks von Karstein. Pestilence. Oh wow, von Karstein and Mousillon. Okay, so we've got red, yellow, green, purple. Yeah, heck. Actually, no. Let's. It's a little bit small. I'm afraid Edgemug, it is just McDonald's employee is Ragnar, so he is just here to advise and was just bringing a stripped down basic lord to stand in the background. But considering in one of the practice games that people have played, Cetra the Imperishable got 781 kills. I'll be surprised if we don't see Cetra at some point tonight. Yeah, please keep the chat to English so that the moderators can read what's been written. Okay, and we're into the third game. And we're in. Oh, stream blocker. It's funny, every time anyone's mentioned it, I'd already remembered. But not this time. This time I completely forgot. Interesting map, this one. this hill is always important, but if you end up too much scrapping over the hill, you end up getting flanked. So, or indeed, if this faction goes up there, then this can quite easily be taken. Okay, we are in. So Ragnar will probably have his unit roundabout. Okay, Ragnar's putting his lord over in this corner. To avoid getting in the way. Okay, let's take a look at these armies. You may notice there's a lot of flyers just about everywhere. So we've got a Terrorgeist, 2 Vargeists, Fellbats, Crypt Ghouls, very flesh eater cohorts this one. Feasters in the Dark, plenty of Crypt Ghouls, the Chillgeists, Unholy Lodestone, Verix Reavers, lots of Graveguard of various sorts, Spears and the Sternsmen, and then a Skeleton Warrior frontline. Interestingly, it went Skeleton Warriors, I'm surprising. Gristlegott, I'm going to assume that's the Strigoi, Age of Sigmar type stuff, but I'm not sure. I barely speak Warhammer Fantasy, never mind Age of Sigmar, I just know that you two do. Then we've got Dark Shards, Haganeth Executioners twice, Blackguard, few Corsairs. Okay, lots of heavy infantry and range presence from Mickey. And Malekith on a dragon, which, given the amount of flyers on the field, might not go down too well. Skaven Slaves, Clan Rats, Plague Monks, Bubonic Censors, Bonebreakers and an HPA. I mean, just look at this ugly bastard. Just. It's always great to see them. They've had a recent price reduction in multiplayer in the mod, and have been earning their keep since, certainly. A little bit pricey to lose that many Skaven before, but now not so much. Okay. The Von Carstein army. I'm surprised that the Skeleton Warriors aren't Sylvanian Levy, to be honest. I suspect it's the Unholy Lodestone can heal them. Though personally I would have gone for a Balefire in this, especially against the Skaven, because I believe the Unholy Lodestone only works on undead, which Cowboy's army isn't that undead. A lot of those will run. Yeah, Malekith is going to have a bad day. But there are Jezzails that I didn't notice earlier that should make a significant difference against the air, especially given that there's some Dark Shards around over there. If they can bodyguard Malekith, it might end up It might end up coming in their favour, actually. The problem here that I can see is going to be the Chillgeists. There's not a massive amount of magic attacks. Oh, hang on, Plague Monks. Sensors, yeah. The Sensor Bearers might limit the proficiency of the Chillgeists. A zombie front line. Crypt Ghouls. It could go well for either faction. This. I'm not quite sure how. Oh, and a Vargulf. I hadn't seen the Vargulf. Okay, we've got one intermingled army. Interesting to see how the two differ, and we are in. Plague Claw straight in there into the tree. I might have hit actually. No, I didn't. Oh, it has hit something because it's done a little bit of damage. But it's putting a bit of DOT on all the units. There are quite a bit of summoning going on. This is true. There'll be a few revenants from Vlad or Skeleton Warriors, and maybe even some Crypt Horrors from Cowboys Lord Strigoi. But there's a lot of armour, and I'm not seeing a lot of armour piercing. The Dark Elves have completely flipped the battlefield into a V. I did not say that. It's a bold play, I like it. Black Art Corsair straight in there into the zombies. Harganeth Executioners are just going to cleave heads here. Just complete decimation. 95 base melee attack against zombies with 10 melee defense. They are pretty much at the maximum possible chance to hit. Apologise for the slightly choppy upload rate at times as the internet peaks and troughs, but there's not really much you can do about it. Malekith flying overhead. I'm not quite sure where he's going. Might be going out to take out. Oh, he's straight into the thick of it. I like that. It's a bold move. Blackguard of Nagarond moving in with their significant skill. Unbreakable, of course, but will not get the bonuses from Murderous Prowess. Feasters in the Dusk wasted on Skaven Slaves. A very good use by GJH there. Admittedly, they broke from the Terror Raft of the Vargai, so it didn't matter too much to Cowboys Feasters. And Blade Wind putting through just everyone. Doesn't really care what team it's on, it's killing it. A summon. Revenants. So it's a summon from Hans. I thought it was a summon from GJH. Malekith, if he can get a miscast off or something big there, might be seeing something nice and early. Shielded Clan Rats fighting the Skeleton Warriors, and the Fellbats attempting to shut down the Jezzails with some success actually. This is going quite well for the undead, but Harganeth Executioners with Murderous Mastery will show a new definition of fast killing. Not many units on here where it won't be the max chance to hit. Apologies. Playing with Sensor Bearers behind with Council Guard. But the Vargai is keeping them pinned. stopping them really using those elite units. Malekith with massive beguilement and 2 lords on him, but with Blackguard and Nagaron supporting, it might actually be a good use of Malekith. If Malekith can get into the air and get a breath attack into the blobs that are forming, those Sternsmen are not going to have a great day against those Haganeth Executioners. Might start to go slightly better if Murderous Mastery wears out, and what I suspect will be the turning point. The Chillgeist arrival. More zombies. I thought it was more Skaven. That keeps surprising me. That must be Skaven, surely. But this plague, a miscast from the Strigoi Ghoul King makes me think that is Crypt Ghouls. It's not Skaven, it's another. Malekith is broken and near the white line. Malekith is... it's not going to come back. And a Curse of Years bringing the fatigue up. Well played. Revenant. This Plague Claw is putting in work. I know it gets a bad reputation with a lot of players, but it's a damned effective artillery piece. Verix Reaver straight in the back of what looked to be the bubonic sensors. That is not something any Skaven wants to see. Haganeth Executioners chunking down the Crypt Horrors, but not as much as the Crypt Horrors are chunking them down. HPA is going to be... oh, that's a miscast from Vlad von Karstein. And Malekith came back. That proves me wrong. And Malekith is down, killing a couple of zombies with the thorns. These Cossacks are doing alright. 161 kills, yeah, I thought they might. That's another summon. Who's doing that? Is it another undead summon? Ah, and Skrolt's doing his over there, yeah it is. And it's Hans's Revenant. That was a big risk by Hans. If that summon had gone off, that could have been brutal. That HPA really still going. Plague Monks and Plague Claw routing to the Chillgeist, and it looks like this is the final nail in the coffin. Those Corsairs still slightly happy because they're winning. Bubonic Sensor's unbreakable. Chunking down, they'll have done a fair bit of damage. Even if it's just a DOT, they'll have done a lot of damage. But there was just too much aggression from the undead to deal with there, I think. Just wave after wave of troops. That's Skrolk, I think. And then charging in with the last remaining units. It might get too horrible to die, so we might see something of a good last stand from the Hellpit Abomination. Ooh! Nasty hit from the Vargul, just made it decide to leave. I do like the single entity monster fights in this game. And a withdrawing because the last unit is, of course, Ragnar's Lord that isn't actually a combatant. And that's a good win. Cowboy and Hans take the win there, making them at one win and one loss. Have a look at these stats here. Terrorgeist did well. The Vargeist's definitely a strong contender for the most valuable
units there. Strigoi Ghoul King as well. Vlad von Carstein did a lot. The zombies all pretty much earned their money, as did the Graveguard. And the Chillgeists, the final nail in the coffin. Okay, so we're on to game number 4, which is DeCastro and Ivor against GGH and Mickey. Is that the map I think it is? Yes. Oh. No, we're going to do excavation site. And screen blocker is up. So, DeCastro and Ivor have beaten PD and Boki. And GGH and Mickey have lost to Fatal Cowboy and Hans. As the positions going in. Yeah, you've got one more, Ragnar. Okay, everyone is here. So, we'll have... Let's have Ivor. Can pick first. That was a very good game. Some scary undead there. Order of Lawmasters. We'll go... GGH for the next pick. Clan Morts. Be interesting to see what goes with Teclis here. Lizardman. And then Mickey's pick. There's a lot of red colours going on.
See what he goes with. Decadent Host. So Skaven and the Decadent Host should be an interesting combination. Lizardmen and High Elves. These are pre-built armies. No way they've done these this quickly. Gotta say, I'm a fan of DeCastro's army. Should be an interesting match, this. High Elves well suited to dealing with high armour in their infantry. But the Decadent Host is much lighter than normal Chaos. Dealing with the armour of the Saurus, Temple Guard, that style of unit is going to be quite difficult. The Skaven have tools to do it, for sure. As do Chaos. Should be interesting to see, though. Predictions in the chat for how this is going to go? Interesting to see how people think about this matchup, because I'm not sure how I would tackle it. Alright, just going with the... Fair enough. That does it too. Yeah, Ragnar doing a lot of coaching, very helpful for making the tournament happen without having to have a player drop out when the teammate did. It makes a big difference to, well, obviously to GGH as much as anyone, but it's nice to see that a way was found to keep everyone in it. And he is going to play one of the games as a combatant. Him and Mikey have agreed to... Mickey have agreed to swap Mickey out for Ragnar in one of the games, so we will see him as a combatant. This the 4th of 10 initial battles. Screen blocker is gone, because I've just remembered. And with this loaded up, we can start to have a look. Get a nice bit of high off music for this one, with Ivor being the furthest left player. And a big balance of power in favour of Decadent Host and Skaven. Completely forgot who was playing them for a second, full disclosure. Slightly long load time, but hopefully nothing that's actually an issue. I'm yet to have a Discord message saying that anything's gone wrong, so hopefully it's just someone taking a while. There we go, we are in. Okay, we've got... Well, I'll wait till they've moved their armies into the positions. Castra's Lord is going to be De Castra. Ragnar's Lord is going to be here in the back left. And if anyone does need to go there, he'll try and get out of the way. Hell Cannon for the Dwarves. For the Chaos Dwarves Mania. For the Chaos Decadent Host forces. Then we've got Chosen Axeman twice. Huskals. Oh, that's a good face. I can take that for something else. Anyway, the modder in me just got distracted. Warriors of Slanesh as sort of the core part of Mickey's army. Berserkers in the end times with the large axes rather than with two small axes, and Chaos Marauders and a Jarl on a Mammoth. A couple of Marauders at the front and a Marauder Spearman on the flank. We've got a Plague Priest on the Pox Cauldron, I believe they're called. Quick Head Taker with his Council Guard. What Jezzail's Warp Lightning Cannon this time. With Wolf Rat, Giant Rat, Bonebreaker and Rat Ogre support. I'm not seeing the Red Guard though, which is surprising. I expected to see that. On the other side, we have Illyrian Reavers, a couple of Feral Cold ones, Skink Cohort, a Saurus frontline, Spears, but not Defenders, so they're not expecting much ranged. Then White Lions and Swordmasters to support, plenty of both. The Umbral Tide, Lordmaster Monday, Legion of Chakwa and Temple Guards at the back with the White Line support. Techless on foot. On horseback in the trees, and the Storm Riders out on the right flank supporting Fireborn. Wolf Rats and Illyrian Reavers deployed inside the other units. It is weird that that's a thing. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, PD, I'm afraid. I think we've had a slight internet dip. So until that's recovered. Unfortunately, I don't find out about them until after they've happened. So I can't really avoid the movement or anything. Yeah, it was a PowerPoint presentation. I can only apologise. And for the next streaming, I will I'll lower the quality slightly or something like that to see, just for a bit of reliability. Hell cannon at the front, I am surprised by. It's one of the only artillery pieces that you can put at the back, and it function. De Castra and Ivor both ready there. Oh, and Huskals that I didn't mention because I hadn't noticed them from Mickey as well. A very handy unit. We'll have to see what marks are chosen by Mickey here. You never know. He might forget them, Bokeh, and then you'll have won N times bingo. Not sure what's still being set up here. Probably just an assessment. This is going to be an interesting start because all the range is set up over here, but there is a lot of cavalry around this side. I mean, this isn't going to go too well for anyone. The Wolf Rats and the Illyrian Reavers are just going to rip each other apart. But with Giant Rat back up, that's probably going to go the way of the Skaven, especially with Rat Ogre so near. But by the time these guys arrive, it's going to get messy. Whether the caster decides to do that or just concede the flank, I'm not sure. And we're off. At least one player. Ready? There we go, we're in. Straight in there, into the fight. Illyrian Reavers are getting even. In fact, for anyone who doesn't play the end times, you can see the size difference between the Wolf Rats and then the Giant Rats are the size that Vanilla has to Wolf Rats. I think a nice way of comparing them next to the horses. The Illyrian Reavers definitely getting the worst of that. Feral Cold Ones up onto the hill. I'm surprised the Skaven have pulled out of that fight. I thought they'd pushed their advantage. Oh, that's why the Hellcannon was set up forward, because they're not staying there. Chaos Marauders taking a volley, lots of blocking going on. Good shields. Oh, Saurus turning their sides. As if the Decadent Host troops can come and take advantage of that, that'll go down very well. Warriors of Slaanesh pushing forward. Good use against the skinks, the Warriors of Slaanesh. They don't necessarily have the outpacing to really contend with the Saurus. If you're going to use them aggressively, that's the target. They've lost 40 men of the skink cohort, and I'll be damned if I've seen how. I imagine it's one of these. Oh, a big hit into the Swordmasters. Pepe has entered the battlefield. Yeah, he's there on his chair. And straight down the line of the Saurus. They might well be spears, but who cares when you're a Wraith. In they go. Chosen Axeman into the flank. And a Vortex spell looks like a banishment coming down the Warriors of Slaanesh, and my god. A disgusting cast by the Castra. He's going to have to change his name to the Caster again. Fell Cold Ones pushed back by the Skaven. The Umbral Tide are causing issues. Mac of Slanesh on the whatever they're called, Chosen. And the Legion of Chakwa coming around on the flank. The Fireborn routing off the left flank, I think Mickey hadn't seen the same way I hadn't seen till just now. Berserkers flanked by the White Lion of Grace. That is unfortunate. Skaven slaves tying down the Legion of Chakwa, who've just lost their missile resist. So we might see the Hell Cannon targeting those. That Hell Cannon is doing work. Because I'm not entirely convinced that isn't being manually aimed. Illyrian Reavers charged in the back of the Hell Cannon, but it's got an unbreakable crew. So if those Illyrian Reavers can be pushed back with the Rat Ogres and the Mammoth. Oh, they've already killed the Warp Lightning Cannon back there as well. I hadn't noticed that. This flank is going to be significant though. Oh, those Bonebreakers took a nasty volley. But I haven't lost a model yet, so there's plenty of regeneration still to happen. Berserkers slowly starting to lose the fight, but winning the fatigue war. Ruination of cities going down on the Chaos Models. This is going to be loud, ladies and gents. And messy. Look at the state of that. But Master Money's taking a pounding. And Comet Cassandora. Who the hell cast that? I've no idea what happened there. Net of Amontok going down on the Warriors of Slanesh, which weren't moving anyway, so I'm not quite sure what that achieved. And the Fell Cold Ones finally pushed back. The Spearmen dealing with the Umbral Tide. I think that's freeing up the Bonebreakers as the goal. These Jezzails, they're winning the fights, but I'm not sure they wouldn't be more useful shooting into the flank of the main force. And that's the Chain Lightning straight through those Chaos Marauders. Storm Riders are gonna go down. I don't think there's much doubt about that. I'm still not sure where that comment of Cassandora came from. Oh, Lord Master Monday has it as a spell. Who knew? Marauders. Oh, that was a piece of bad luck for Mickey. As is getting that unit. What's that? Banishment coming down the Council Guard. That's gonna hurt. Oh, and it's going the perfect. Oh no, I take it back. Oh, that was painful. Killed friends and foes alike. Uh oh, is he just cast a summon on himself? There is a chance if you cast a summon on yourself that you miscast and kill the entire unit. Just managed to escape that problem there. Legion of Chakra getting slowly chunked down. Fireborn into the Council Guard, but the Council Guard were braced. That isn't going to be amazing for the Fireborn. Plague Monk's getting punted by the Vessel on the Unification Crystal, but Queek coming to assist. The Chosen Axemen fending off the White Lions with Jarl support. And a big old mash on the left flank. Fireborn into the back of the Council Guard with Sora Spears coming to defend, but most importantly, cities are going to get ruined. Oh no, there's a change of plans and a breath attack. Misclick, I suspect. But that is going to hurt more friends than foes. I suspect that was supposed to come in this direction and completely wipe out those Sora Spears, but it's a mistake easily made. The Umbral Tide have beaten off their assailants. Raugur's in the back of the Legion of Chakwa, and the last of the Chosen Axemen fighting the Sora Spears. This looks to be going in the favour of Honoured Lawmasters and Hexoartle here. That could be another summon, and if that miscasts, oh, it didn't. We're all right. Plague monks back in the fight. The Jarl. Everyone's exhausted in that fight, so it isn't going to be a fast one. The fresh summons coming in. Could go quite well. Oh, and Quick Headtaker's just decided he doesn't want to be there. He's Verminous Valor, and he's noping on out of there. Berserker's fresh. The Fatigue War is going in the way of the Ruinous Powers, but Forces of Order are winning just generally in position and in units, so it's possible it swings, but I think it's unlikely at this point. Chosen Axe fighting to the last. Even with the strong vigour of Slash, they're still very tired. Sounds like a net of Ammontok going down, but I cannot see on what. No, I'm not saying it. More conspicuous spells as well, so must have ended. Looks to be another Combat Cassandora there. I think this is the definition of overkill. Admittedly, there were rats there, and now there is some smoke in the crater. Skim slaves appearing from the ground where the crater was just made. 200 angry rats. So it'll make a difference. The Umbral Tide going to take some damage from that, but Bounce Power is starting to agree with me on the likely outcome here. Plague Priest. If he can get a nice Pestilent Breath in sort of this sort of V, I mean that would be completely disgusting. Depends if he has the winds, the cooldown and so on. Is it PowerPoint again? Oh, it's working for me. On the stream, not on the... Obviously it's working in game. And there's the cast. That I suspect is a Pestilent Breath. Not a great one to stand in the way of that. Easy to evade, difficult to get on target, but my god, it packs a punch. Quick Headtaker with the Scroll of Hoeth on him, stopping him Verminous Valor to get out of there. Another summon from the Plague Priest. If he miscasts, he'll kill a load of Temple Guard, but he'll also kill every skip slot that he summons. Which he did. Which means only 90 skip slots go, so not 200. Quick holding off against Techless. Not sure what that is. I'll be honest. Just a strangely targeted, whatever the hell that spell's called, Convocation or something. Fiery Convocation, there we go. And I think that is game. Ragnar will be conceding momentarily. Oh, he's wanted to let these guys finish the fight. If he concedes before his teammates do, then the Tomb King will charge in, which will be an issue. There we go. His teammates must be conceding now then. And that is game. That is a second win for De Castra and Ivor. And a second loss for GJH, Mickey, and for Ragnar. Well played to everyone there. For a proper look at these units, because I forgot last time with seeing Ragnar's. Plague Priest and Queek getting a lot of damage value in. Clan Rats more than doubling themselves.
Yeah, the Jezzails, well, they were kept alive for a long time. We weren't really brought to bear. Nice cav play knocking out the lightning cannon there. Marauders holding reasonably. But really the damage being done by the Chosen, and the Hell Cannon got some nice shots in. I'm surprised it got as few as that. It had a big psychological presence. White Lions of Krace all earning their keep. And the Firebomb. Master Mundi with massive amounts. And the Umbral Tide. Devastating. Okay, the next fight is Pajad and Atlas against PD and Bokeh. And the map will be MP Blue Reach River. Yeah, that was a good, well fought battle, that. Yeah, the Chosen were incredible. Now the voice will stop for a few seconds while and we're back. Let's see what's happening here. A much anticipated matchup, this one. Both teams a fair few people's favourites to win, and Pajad is Beastman. Skaven. Okay.
War Herd of the Shadow Gave. Eshin, maybe? That's my guess. Wait, Skeggy? Wow. Amazing. I thought we were going to get a double Skaven there. PD hasn't played Skaven yet. So we're halfway through. The current leaders are DeCastro and Ivor, but there is a chance that Pajad and Atlas will match that if they win this game. These armies seem much less planned. Most of the other games, people have started with an army and they've tweaked it. This game, some players haven't even put a unit in yet. In fact, there are 3 players here with a grand total of 2 units between them. Pajad used to play a lot of Beastmen. Boki, I know, has been playing a lot of Skaven in the last couple of days. Atlas I haven't seen play Beastmen, so I'm not quite sure what to expect there, but I know it'll be interesting. And PD, I haven't fought multiplayer Skeggy, but I am aware he's been doing a Skeggy campaign when it first came out. Should be interesting to see. And most of the players have at some point wiped their army and decided to go for a completely different one. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Certainly don't envy Boki the task of facing 2 full armies of Beastmen as the Skaven. One army of Beastmen is a lot for the Skaven. But 2? I suspect that's why PD didn't go Skaven, actually, in retrospect. I thought he might go Eshin and try and knock out any Morgurs that appeared before they could spawn Chaos Spawn. But honestly, I think Skeggy's a much better choice for the fight. Though since the Mulder DLC, Skaven can hack Beastmen. Just not easy. But we're getting there now. It's not going to be a long wait. Should be an interesting one because the Beastmen rely a lot on the monsters. So they are slightly more infantry focused in this. And Skeggy has a lot of monster hunting capabilities, but the Skaven struggle, so it'll be interesting to see how Boki and PD deal with this, knowing that one of them has the edge against it and one of them has the weakness. And from the armies, pretty well. It's also good to see that PD and Pajad have finished their army some time ago now, but that the whole reason it's called David and Goliath with the veteran and the rookie players, you can really see the advice coming across as you see the armies build. Obviously you guys can't because there's a big end times thing above it, but it's there as the tweaks happen, so you can see the conversation going, otherwise they'd be readied up. Ooh, one of my favourite units is going to be on the field. That's good. I mean, not my all-time favourite unit in this game's a Witch Hunter, just because it's cool as hell. But some good units. Competitors for the top spot. He's readied up, so we're going to load in. And then... Oh, okay. That's Pajaz's now checking what the messages are. And off with the screen blocker. I've been saving this map for this battle. I thought this would be a nice midpoint battle map. With a reminder that each team doesn't actually need to be the top scoring. Only one person's going to do that. But the second place is also going to have a significant impact. Okay, we're in. Let's look at the big old beastmen force first, I think. Double Saigo, which is going to have more sleep. With some Manitos. Both the shielded versions. And some Vestigors. And Ungors. So it'll be interesting to see what mark the Vestigors take. Slangors in the back with Manitor support and Harpies, Gobble and a Beastlord on a chariot, some dogs and some more dogs and some Centigors, more Harpies in Pajad's army. He's got a British Shaman of Death and a Beastlord on foot. Ungor spears over in the trees, not that they can be seen anywhere. Oh, to be honest, I am pretty glad that it isn't full Vanguard Beastie Boys. And on the other side, Clan Rat front line.
cull spears at the front, slavers behind with frontiersmen and hurlbloods backing them up, and what fire throwers look to be placed. Well, it looks like a kill box there, with Razordons and Salamanders trying to use the hillock to get a better shot in. Whalers, Mosquito's Hellion, the bane of mages. Every hit takes 10 seconds onto there. They're brutal, mages. Truly brutal. Rat Ogres. And the Clanesian regiment at the back. Excuse me. And Shaman Sorcerer of Death on this side too. Surprised we haven't seen any life sorcerers yet this game. I think. Apologies for the slideshow. I've just seen that it had cut out a little at the internet there. Wait till it recovers to look like my game again. There's also some pterodons, which you may be able to see in the background. Okay, we're back. I don't know if the sound comes through in those moments because I don't have the sound playing on the way I'm watching my stream, but do let me know if it needs silence as well there for upload issues. Big force in the forest on the side there. Both armies look mostly set up. Good luck, says Atlas. I think that means they're ready, but I don't know. I'll let them decide. I mean, they look ready, to be honest. I'm surprised the pterodons are out there. Here we go. And of course we've instantly frozen. I severely hope no one's crashed. Okay, we're good. Ish. It's the nature of the beast. If you get 4 people together, you're going to get lag spikes. But it gives everyone a bit of time to assess the situation, which is good. Pretty much synchronised Cygors there. Have the double rock throw as soon as the game decides to not die. It's not me though, it's someone else's connection because otherwise my stream will be doing its problems. Not ideal this.
but it's where we're at, so... Let's have a look at the menacing horde of beastmen instead. Oh, sounds like we've got some movement, and no one's crashed, which is the first thing. The second thing is, why the hell is it doing this? But the answer isn't because someone's crashed. So it might just recover, which is always a difficult thing to deal with as a player, because it can recover almost instantly, and it goes from everything moving in slow motion to all your timings being thrown off by it recovering to full speed. Double Saigon moving in. I'm expecting to see some lightning soon as well. I'm surprised they're pushing forward. I didn't think they would be. Okay, and we're back. And with reasonable speed. Sorry about that. It is the risk with a 2v2. Oh wow, that's a big throw. And a slight clip. And the amber. Oh, straight in there. Oh, Warhounds are getting somewhat pounded there. Yeah, I don't think it's me, to be honest, to cast I haven't really dropped much. I think the stream, if the stream doesn't improve on itself, then I'll change my streaming settings and restart. But I'll wait for a. Is Boki? Oh, is he having issues? I thought it might be with having East Coast America and maybe you're in the same, and then also GMT and Central European time all in the same battle. Is a downside of. I mean, it's great to have such a diverse group of players. The downside is that the lag gets a bit more. The Pterodons have discovered the back units. There aren't a lot of. In fact, are there any range units for the Beastmen? Have they brought any Ungor? No, they haven't. Oh, well, Saffron Cycles. Which, as soon as they've discovered, it means that the Pterodons can take out the Harpies and have the air. Where's that end? Frontiersmen are hidden, yeah. A slight nudge for the Skaven then. Sygos really taking a pounding. It's difficult to tell with all this lag quite how much it's received, but it has taken a lot of damage. A few thousand. That warp lightning is vicious. Not very accurate, but it's accurate enough to deal with something that big. The boulders go in response and miss twice. Oh, and a miss on the Saigar, hitting the Ungors. But this flank is starting to look very dangerous. very tired, I'm surprised. Hit the tree just before it hit the Zygo. In danger there of getting the Minotaur's kill, and there's the Beastmen rush. The poleaxes are going to keep them at bay though, and it's Mark of Corn. And they've just decided to leave. A wise way to play this Skaven, just leave. Though I think the Bestigors are faster. 51 against 50, and not enough to matter. The Hellbloods probably going to meet those guys. See, the Hellblood should really be here. Slavers, while not amazing against Ungor Herd, they'll be okay and drop the morale a fair bit. Hofkarls moving in. These Hofkarls will not die at all to these Ungors. Nor will they have the battle be swift. Hofkarls are a great delay in force. What spell is that? Soul Blight, dropping the defence of everyone there slightly. Where are the Pterodons at? On the left flank. The Hofkarls are meeting the Ungor Herd. Minotaurs are going to charge in, but Shield Wall has been put on, which means they weigh a lot together with the Shield Wall. And the Minotaurs stop dead. Ungor Herd completely overwhelmed there. And that is a Huskarl summon in just a moment. It's going to stop that Gorble getting through the gap. Oh, almost. That Purple Sun is going to hurt, but so is that one. Purple Sun on Minotaur Butchers is going to do more than it did against the Cull troops. Purple Sun, after all, being a very good anti-monster Rus infantry cast. Warhounds into the Warp Lightning Cannon. Painful time for the Cull Spearmen and the Whalers there, but I believe this Huskarls, with Mark of Nurgle no less, holding those guys off. Surprised about Nurgle and not Slanesh there. A lot of armor piercing. I'm not sure how much the armor is going to help him. Shielded Clan Rats against the Ungor Herd. The battle of the complete pros, of course. The Hofkarls holding off, and the air war is definitely going to go the way of the Pterodons. Not without losses, of course, but the Harpies won't be there. Mosquitoes Hellion have their health halved. It's not going well for them. Nor is it going well for the Ivor Sleep, and that's a miscast from the Deathcaster on something. The Salamanders are going to hold them back. There's a summon coming down, and the bell is ringing. You're trying to escape through the Cull Spearmen, I suspect. Skaven Slaves could actually do quite well against Ungors. Pterodons in the back, routing off the Ungors and freeing up the units that are there to get into the back of the troops and maybe help out the Hofkarls, which have lost Shield Wall, so have lost a bit of their melee defence as they've broken down. Slang goes into the side of the Salamanders is not going to be good news for the Salamanders. Razordons could do alright there, hard to tell. Doesn't look to be going too well for the people who aren't Beastmen. Beastmen are a difficult thing to do, especially with lag, and especially in a 2v2. A potent force at all times. Pterodon swooping in though. I think they've had enough of that Deathcaster. Don't know what. Oh, that's a Dreaded 13th! And a Purple Sun of Xerius? Oh, that's there. That's the Grey Shaman's Purple Sun. If it hits those Night Runners, it'll
do quite a bit. Right, and Bell. Oh, Purple Sword has the lead to World Night Runners. Hope that credit 13th may be enough to keep them in the game. Hard to say at this point. Doesn't look likely. But all bets are off. Another summon into the Great Team. And a complete raucous attacks. The Razordons holding off the Minotaurs and the Ungors. Exhausted Minotaurs will not be helping matters. These Pterodons really been a menace. I'm not sure they're going to be enough. Skeggy has had a good track record in 1v1s, but it's been difficult for them to really get to synergise with other factions well as them. I've noticed a definite difficulty with Skeggy in the 2v2s. Mosquitoes Hellion have recovered, but I think they will probably be best getting into the Iron Maw Sleeve or the Brave Shaman's being kept away. So yeah, into Iron Maw Sleeve, getting that good damage against single targets and stopping and casting any nets. The bell rings. Not sure what that lightning sound was. I will completely level with you. I think it might have been a delayed scorch sound. Pterodons really swamping down the Zygons. And a whole heavily armoured contingent taking out the Iron Maw Sleeve, but I just cannot see enough cohesion in the Skeggy and Skaven forces left to bring this back. Lost Ericsson fighting the Beast Lord as well as he can. The Razordons holding out admirably. They don't suffer for exhaustion quite as much as the Minotaurs do. That high melee defense helps, but the Minotaurs, I suppose, also. Hard to say who'll win that one. In isolation like that, especially with the 3 chevrons. Otherwise they'd be the Minotaurs. Lost Ericsson probably going to fall to the Gorbel, especially with the Ungors chipping away. He is quite good against large targets. He's one of the few units with a bigger than 5 bonus. He's used to monster hunting. Huskals, 45 kills. But they've mostly been there to hold the line. The only Skeggy unit to get marked aside from RORs. Slangos are breaking. The armoured core of Skeggy really beating back the enemies with Mosquitoes Hellion backing him up. I've lost track. There he is. The Shaman Sorcerer of Death. If he can get a Purple Sun on this massive blob that's forming, if he can survive the Minotaur ambush. There goes the frames again. Yeah, after this battle we're going to take a 5-minute break, let the players take a minute, and I'm going to change some stream settings. It'll probably look a little bit less pretty, but it won't be a slideshow when the upload speed drops, which I assume is the problem. It's difficult to know for sure, but it seems likely. All things considered. So we'll do that, I'll rehost it, and we'll get on with the 6th game after this. These Hofkals do not lie down. Partly the reason I expect life magic more often. Because this game has everyone fatigued. Quite a lot of models alive that are injured. I think it would have gone well. But death magic's been used well by everyone. But I think that is game. Let's stop it. I'll hold that down for the end of this fight. Mosquitoes Hellion recovering at the back, but it now is just one Hellion instead of a whole bunch. A difficult task. And with the breaking of the Shaman Sorcerer and army losses hitting,
don't think anything will stand. Well played. That is a win for Pajad Atlas. Bringing it to 2 wins for Pajad Atlas and for DeCastro and Ivor. 2 losses for PD and Boki and for GJH, Ragnar and Mickey. And 1 win and 1 loss for Fatal Cowboy and Hans. We'll have a quick look at these before the change. Disappointing from the Storm, I mean, despite the 114 kills. The Warlord Jezzel did not have a good day, not the Warp Fire. Yeah, the Skaven had a bad day generally, apart from Warp Lightning Cannon, and then the Summons did quite well. For PD, the later Hofcal, these ones, 1000 damage value, and then the Hunting Packs were great, and the Pterodons. Whalers unfortunately got caught out, and the Death Sorcerer on both sides did some rather nice stuff. Bestigors were a menace. Minotaurs were pretty good, and although the Cygors didn't do massive amounts of damage, big problem causes. These Minotaurs on the other hand, and the Centaurs, all very good. Well played. Okay, so the players have been told, and